Assalamu alaikum Arabic learners. I am Afifa and I welcome you to today's Quranic Arabic Simplified lesson number 14, which will continue the discussion on Arabic case endings. This lesson is a repost, so you can skip it if you have already watched lesson number 14. Please try to watch these 10-minute videos as I'm posting 2 new videos every week. Please find the videos on the playlists with titles Quranic Arabic Simplified or Madinah Arabic Shortened. Let us now begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the last lesson, I mentioned that Arabic nouns end in the vowel signs called harakat, which are the dhamma, the fatha, or the kasra. And these are called case endings. I explained in detail in that lesson how the hat or the coat in these pictures shown here show the function of the person. For example, by the hat, we know he's a policeman, or by the coat, we know that he's a doctor. Similarly, the harakat or the vowel signs at the end of the noun, such as dhamma, fatha, or kasra, show its function. In the last lesson, I said that the hat of this farmer showed his function as a farmer. I discussed how the dhamma ending showed the function of mubtada and khabar in the sentence. We also saw example of the dhamma showing the subject of a verb, which is the fa'il. I said that this was the nominative case or marfu'an. Today we will look at examples of the accusative case or the mansubun ending. To understand the accusative case, let's look at this verse again that you have seen before. وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا. So here, daraba is the verb and it means to strike, as in strike an example. And we said that Allah is the subject of this verb. So Allah is the fa'il, and as I said before in the last lesson, it is in the nominative case. It is marfu'un, and we say it is in halatul raf, bearing dhamma or tanween dhamma on it. Now let's look at the object of this verb. We said object answers the question what. So if we say Allah sets forth what, the answer to that question is masalan, which is the object of this verb. And here we know that object in Arabic is al-maf'ulu bihi, and now you learn that it is always in the accusative case. It is mansubun, and we say it is halatun nasb with a fatha or a tanween fatha, as in this case you see the tanween fatha on the object of the verb. Now let's take another example of the object. We see that the object al-maf'ulu bihi can come as a separate noun in the sentence. So this noun will always be mansubun. So let's take a look at this example. Sa'ala Hamidun Bilalan. It means Hamid asked Bilal. Here, sa'ala is the verb and Hamidun is the subject of this verb. As we said, it is the fa'il and it shows its role as the subject with the marker of the dhamma at the end. It has a tanween dhamma in this case and we say it is marfu'un. Okay, now let's look at the object, which is Bilalan. Okay, so here it shows its marker as the maf'ulun bihi with the tanween fatha here, right? So we say it is mansubun. Let's summarize with another example. Kataba Muhammadun ad-darsa. It means Muhammad wrote the lesson. So the verb here is kataba. So what is the subject of this verb kataba? Who wrote? Muhammad wrote, right? So Muhammadun is the subject or the fa'il of this verb. So now can you tell me how does it show its role as the subject? It shows it with the marker of the tanween damma at the end. And what is the state? The state is marfu'un. So the fa'il is marfu'un. And what is the object of this verb kataba? So answer the question. He wrote what? He wrote the lesson, right? So ad-darsa is the object. Okay, and in Arabic we call it al-maf'ulu bihi. And how does it show its role as the object? It shows it with ending in this fatha. Okay, and what is the state? The state is mansubun. So the object is mansubun. So ready for a more challenging verse? So let's take a look at this one. في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا. It means in their hearts is disease. So Allah has increased their disease. So we're only going to look at this portion of the verse because that's what we are focusing right now on, identifying the object of this verbal sentence. So it starts with fa, which I mentioned to you before, can mean then or so. Okay, so. And zada is the verb here. It means he increased. So here we know that Allah is the subject of this verb because Allah increased. Okay, and we can see that Allah is the fa'il because it also ends with this damma, which shows it is marfu'un. Okay, so now let's identify the object of the verb zada. And as I asked you before, to ask the question what? To identify the object. So Allah has increased what? And you get the answer that Allah has increased for them a disease. So you can see that maradan is a disease. So that is the object. And as you can see, it ends with this tanween fatha, which is the marker for it being the object. And we say it is mansubun. So here is the challenging part, which is going to be addressed actually in a future lesson. But I just want you to get to know this idea now, which is Allah has increased for them a disease. So this them is also an object. And again, this will come in a future lesson when you see how the pronouns such as hum can be attached to the verb over here. So this pronoun, as we will see in a future lesson, is also an object. Okay, but for this class, for this lesson, what I would like you to focus on is maradan, which is the obvious object that you can see with the tanween fatha at the end. And we say maradan is the object and it is mansub. Let's take more examples from the Quran to understand the accusative case. We say it is al-mansubu or halatun nasb. So when the noun is the object of the sentence, it will bear a fatha or a tanween fatha. Okay, let's take a look at these verses that you have seen before in a previous lesson. So ja'alallahu al-ka'bata. So here it means Allah has made the Kaaba. So ja'ala is the verb. Allah is the subject of this verb. Allah is the fa'il and it is marfu'un with a damma at the end. And so Allah has made what? Allah has made the Kaaba. So which is the object of this verb ja'ala. And we know that the object shows its function with a fatha at the end right here. And we say it is mansubun. Okay? And the next verse is فَبَعَثَ غُرَابًا. Then Allah sent a crow. So here fa means then. The verb is ba'tha. So Allah again is the subject of this verb and it is marfu'un. And what is the object? Allah sent what? Allah sent a crow. So Guraban is the object. It is the maf'ulun bihi. And we said it ends with the marker of tanween fatha, right? So that is mansubun. So here is another verse that we can look at, and this might be easier for you because you have seen some of the vocabulary before. So here's the verse. وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقَهُ. It means, and he presents for us an example and forgets his own creation. So wa means and daraba is the verb which you have seen before. It means he struck as like an example. Lana means for us. Na is the pronoun which we have seen before, but we will study attached pronouns in a future lesson. It means for us. Mathalan is example. So can you tell me what is the function of mathalan in this sentence? So if you ask the question, struck what? You get the answer, mathalan. So which is the object of this verb, daraba. And that's why it has the tanween fatha at the end, showing that it is mansoob. Wa means and. Nasiya means he forgot. So that's another verb, nasiya. Okay? So ask the question, he forgot what? He forgot khalqahu, his creation. So creation is the object here with a fatha, indicating that it is the object and it is mansoob. He forgot his creation. Khalqahu. This hu is also an attached pronoun. And again, attached pronouns should be covered in a future lesson. If you are regular with watching the 2 or 3 short videos that I post per week, you will succeed in mastering Quranic Arabic, inshaAllah. If this video benefited you, please do like, subscribe, comment, and keep watching these short videos. Subhanaka wa bihamdika la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.